For almost 6 months since May, I've been obsessing into creating premium themes um, with the hope to create a business out of it, with the hope of generating any type of income. Obviously, I'm not going to generate any income creating just cookie site themes, cookie site templates, for two reasons. Number one, uh, except putting some CSS classes, custom CSS classes to the templates, there's not much I can do for quickie site templates as any person can do with a copy of Artisteer or even with the free jstemplates.com website. So not only the number of people that use Quicker Site don't add up, but also the things that I can do to your templates and to your websites in general. It cannot be done for Quicker Site for the simple reason that Quicker Site uses HTML and CSS for its templates. For other CMS like WordPress and Joomla or Drupal is a whole different story because the themes, the templates that they use are PHP based. And not only I have the ability like Quicker Site templates to control how a website is going to look, but also I can control how the CMS itself is going to operate. I can make changes to the behavior of WordPress from my theme. You can do code changes three ways. The first one is actually change the WordPress code base, which is absolutely a no-no because every few months, every 2-3 months, there's a new version that comes up and all of your changes will be overwritten. The second thing is writing plugins, and that's relatively simple. And the third way of changing WordPress's behavior is by writing those codes right into your theme. You can also get any plugin out there, and most of them are absolutely free, come with a GNU license. That means with a copyleft license, that means you are free to do whatever you want with them. You can use them, you can change them, you can even sell them. The only restriction that you have, you cannot, whoever you give your plugin, your code, whether it's a plugin or a theme or anything else WordPress related, you cannot force your copyright on them, and you cannot take you cannot claim that you made that piece of code. You can totally unbrand it, and usually that's what happens. If you add your own code to it, you can improve it, you can brand it yourself, but whoever receives your code, whether for free or for money, has a copyleft right. That means he has the right to make the same kind of changes that you make, rebrand it, unbrand it, and sell it, and do whatever you want. And the idea is someone starting a piece of code, whether it's a plugin, whether it's a theme, and sell it to someone or give it to someone, and that's someone who's going to receive it, make improvements to it, and in return sell it, and the person who gets it can do the same thing, improve it, and the thing goes on. Alright, so I've got a basic theme that I spent probably an hour or so perfecting everything, the controls the way I want, the typography. I'm using the new slider that comes with Artisteer 4.2. I'm going to replace the slider completely with a third-party slider, but I'm going to have it in my template in my theme over here, so it's going to be easier for me to switch it out. Artisteer is going to guide me, it's going to show me where the code should go, and replace the entire class code from the appropriate area and get rid of it. I put a position in here for a logo and another position for anything else. You're gonna see in a second what I mean. I've got a bunch of CSS changes because all of the themes are going to be WooCommerce compatible. That's the best e-commerce plugin and arguably the best e-commerce solution for um, any type of website. I gave up OpenCart for it, um, and I'm using WooCommerce. Um, I had given up PrestaShop. I used to use PrestaShop initially. Actually, PityShop, that was ASP based. Carl loves that. Then I went to PrestaShop, from PrestaShop to OpenCart because OpenCart was easier and the plugins were cheaper. And now I'm converted completely to WooCommerce. So with WooCommerce, I can have the perfect blogging platform, the perfect um, CMS platform, and combine it with a perfect e-commerce platform. All right. So I've got a position, a control, okay, and with the right mouse click, you can rename it. I'm calling it logo, and you're gonna see why. Um, and basically, I'm gonna export it. And what I'm doing is keeping all the CSS files, keeping all the JavaScript files, getting rid of all the PHP files that Artisteer generates, and replace it with a framework and adding a lot of my code to it. I then went and created some extra styles. So basically, from the same template, the same theme, and I only made CSS changes. That means you can change the color, you can change the font, and so on and so forth. You cannot make any changes that's going to reflect to the PHP code, but only to the CSS, and made few styles. For example, this is the same exact template that you saw before, but with a red a navigation bar, and I've got a dark here, and this not only is going to change the navigation bar to a dark color, but the entire page. Generated those. I'm waiting for Artisteer to load. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I generated the all the um, templates, got rid of all the PHP, kept the styles files, the scripts, and the images for each one, of course. And in my finished product, I've got a folder called styles and simply copied them in here. Alright, let's jump in and see the finished product. Again, I'm only using what the CSS files that Artisteer generated and any of the JavaScript files. All the PHP is been dumped, used a framework instead, and added a lot of my own personal touch. So this particular theme, this particular sample that I have is a quickersites.com, and it's called Marie. And you're gonna see the changes right away. You're gonna see a slider, and I added a background color to the slider, and responsive wise, everything is perfectly responsive. I've got my social buttons over there. I've added custom icons to the menus. Okay. Now let me start with the slider because I can already see Carl cringing. The way pretty much all premium themes work, they have a slider on the home page, but the rest of the pages don't have a slider. and that's what I programmed my theme to work as. Alright, now if for whatever reason you want to add a slider, the same slider, to any page, you can do so very easily. Now everything that I'm showing you, Artisteer cannot do it, and it's not even a WordPress feature. This is specifically programmed inside my themes. This is what I've been torturing myself for 6 months. Alright, so in the privacy page, if I edit it, I'm going to go to my custom CSS for this specific post or page. I've got a slider CSS for it, and that's going to add the slider specifically to this page. So that's the privacy page. So if I go to the front end again, the home page is going to have the slider. The other pages not going to have the slider, but if I go to the privacy page, the slider is going to reappear. Okay, and to remove the slider from the page, it's very simple. Just remove it. One click, a second click to update the page, and you are done. Alright, and this is the privacy page. Alright, let me jump to the main things that my themes do, and I'm showing you this stuff because some of those ideas Peter can incorporate them within QuickerSite, and obviously code changes need to be made to QuickerSite. Cannot be done through a template. So I'm gonna jump to the customize. A lot of the premium themes, including the Artisteer themes and the themes from Elegant Themes, do not utilize the customizer. They use an option screen that's in the background. So all these options, or a lot of the options, are in the option screen in the backside. Using the customizer, which was available through on for WordPress probably 2 years ago with version 2.4, I believe, was they introduced the customizer, and the difference between this and the option screen is that you got a live preview of the website. So I'm gonna start with a style switcher. All those styles I had created, they're available now. The header changed to black. I'm gonna change the entire website to a darker color. And I've got different color schemes. There's a red one. I like the default one. I've got some other interesting things as well. For example, I've got a Google fonts built in. So somebody doesn't like the fonts that I chose for their website, they can change it very easily. All they have to do is find what one of the 600 plus Google fonts that they want. Let's say this one. Change it to anything that they want with it. They can even change it everything to uppercase, lowercase, or capitalized, which means only the first letter is going to be in caps. And they can also change the font appearance, for example the color. They can change the font size, the line height, letter spacing. And if they don't like what they've done, they can press the reset button and everything goes back to the default settings that I set in Artisteer. The next thing that I want to show you that's going to reflect that might apply to QuickerSite, that things that Peter might consider doing, is the responsive design. By default, I exported the theme to be responsive. and this causes some sort of a confusion to some people. I don't know why they don't like how the sidebars work. They don't like the navigation button, um, so they prefer not having it. Now, because those themes, my intent is to sell them and let the website admin decide how the themes should be run. Um, I'm giving the option to the website admin to make a website responsive or not. So right now I turn the responsive feature off. So the website now, as you can see, is non-responsive. Now, another interesting thing, if you turn the website responsive, the control now, you can give also a control to the visitor to decide how the website is going to be visible. So if it's unchecked, it's going to be responsive, and that's it. But if I click the show visitor response switch, the visitor with a smaller screen in the responsive view is going to have little view desktop site link over here. So once he clicks it, um, the site is not going to be responsive anymore, and he can switch it back to the mobile site, and the responsive is going to kick in. And of course, you can change the color of the background and the text color. The next thing, it has to do with the menu button in the responsive view. So you can add any word that you want. So instead of menu, I can say navigation, and instead of center, I can say left. Save the changes. So there's a navigation, and it's not centered anymore. I don't know why people would want to put it on the left or right side, but some do, I guess. But most, if not all, of the premium themes that I've seen, well, that's not true. The majority of them are centered, and I like them centered myself. Alright, good. As far as QuickReset is concerned, uh, that's pretty much what I have. Some other things that are more um, WordPress related. You can decide whether you're going to show a thumbnail to the posts, the alignment of the thumbnail, if you want to show it in grids. So by default, Artisteer and most themes, especially the free ones, show your blogs one under each other, like this. Okay, you have the option of showing them in grids, and you can select the number of columns. So this is the same content in 3 columns, and of course you can click on the title of the post on the sample data and take you to that post. You have the option of turning on and turning off the meta descriptions for each post in the archive pages. Turn them off for to have more clean. And basically, those are the main things as far as the customized screen goes. That will you can possibly make changes to QuickReset to do something similar. Now, as far as widgets go, those are your sidebars. Um, Artisteer comes with one widget area in the header, two in the navigation bar, and one of them I'm using it to display the social buttons over here. It comes with four in the top content area, one or two sidebars depending how you configure things in Artisteer. Uh, four at the bottom um, of the content area, and four in the footer. I added uh, four more on top of the content area, so it's going to be above the sidebar, and four more below the sidebar, so it's going to be page width. So you have all these extra areas to put your widgets in, and now you can control your widgets in a different way. So let me take you to the widget screen, and this is a total control freak's dream basically. So let me go to the login screen. This is a shortcut that I created in my theme. So the QT stands for quicker themes. Login, that's going to be the login form, and I can decide how it's going to be shown by how you configure the blocks to be shown, the post, simple text, custom only, and so on and so forth. If you want to add any custom classes to them, so you can better control how it's going to look in your 3 or CSS file. Which pages is going to be displayed on? We have something similar in QuickerSat already. Now the interesting part comes here, and also you can say selected pages, and then you can select which pages, or simply put the post or page ID. If you're going to be a certain widget is going to be displayed for logged in users or logged out users, and basically if it's going to be shown on desktop, tablet, or phone, simple check marks. So this particular widget is going to be shown only for the logged out users. Logged in users not going to see it. And when it comes to other um, widgets that I have, for example, the recent posts in the footer, I have it to be displayed for everybody, but only in the desktop view. So tablet users and phone users won't see it. And as far as the categories go, I want it to be shown for the desktop and tablet viewers, but not the phone. So let's see everything in action. So the login form is not displayed because we are logged in. If I log out, there's the form. Um, the footer widgets are only going to be shown for the uh, desktop view. So once I go into the tablet view, they are gone. The products and the blog widgets are going to be shown in the desktop view and tablet view. So if I make this smaller, they're going to disappear, and I'm left with the WooCommerce filters. And that's how you can control the widgets, how you're going to be how they're going to be displayed. Um, if something similar can be added to the custom blocks in QuickerSat, uh, people are going to have better control of when and how the sidebars, the custom blocks, are going to be shown. And that's how the widgets are controlled by my themes. Other changes to as far as the behavior of WordPress is concerned, um, it's one of them is the search result redirection. So basically, if I have a search result that has more than one entry, like in this case, it's going to take you to the search result page. And again, how is it going to be shown? It's controlled by the customizer screen. It's the same as the blog page. So I had configured it to be in 3 columns. I can have it 1 column, which is the default behavior, 2, 3, or 4 columns. But if I search something that has only 1 result, instead of taking to this page where you have to click on the header, uh, on the title to take it to the actual page, if it has only 1 result, 1 page, it's going to take you directly to the page. Okay. Now, another thing that I added, it's a secondary menu. As you scroll down, it appears, and you see this more often with newer type of websites. Now, the last thing I want to show you is how to replace the headline with my own personal logo. That's actually very easy. Remember the position that I created in Artisteer called logo? We're going to use that. So the first thing I'm going to do is jump into the customizer, and I'm going to remove the site title. I'm going to jump into the widgets, and I'm going to use the logo widget area. I've got something already ready to go. I'm going to upload my image, which I already have. I'm going to put a link to my homepage. Stay in the same window. I don't want to open it in a new window. You can select the size. I'm using the alignment center. If you change the alignment in the responsive view, it's going to be, for example, if you put it to the left, it's going to be to the left, to the right, and so on and so forth. And also, you have your default, the rest of the things, if it's going to be displayed for logged in users, logged out users, and which device and which pages. So at this point, let me close this. Let's look at the website. There is my logo. If I go to any other page, I've got a shortcode here to display thumbnails of a page. It's gonna get a live thumbnail of that website. I've got a quicker set going on, and display that. I'll show you that in a second. And if I click on the logo, it should take me to my home page with a slider on, and everything in the responsive view fits and works perfectly as it should. Alright, other tools that I have, this is about how things are gonna look pretty much, but I've got some other very cool tools that come with my themes, and one of them are shortcodes. So let me jump into this page. Let me show you how easy it was. Let me show you the page again from the front end. Let me show you how easy it was to generate. This is a toggle that moves independently. I had a meta slider over here, and right now that's not active plugin. I've got a tab, I've got an accordion. To generate those type of content, including the grid, it's extremely simple. So let me jump into the page. So one of them things that you can do is over here. So if I can go to columns, if I decide half and half the way I have it, so put the text in there, you put the second column text in there, you say insert shortcode, and it's done. and it's basically going to generate this section over here. You don't have to do anything else. You can include a YouTube video. Um, that's the media type. All you have to do is put the URL, set whether it's going to be Vimeo or video, put the width in percentage and the height, and everything will be done for you. You have the toggle. You can choose an icon for it, the heading, the text, whether it's going to be initially closed or open, and it's going to generate the code. And then you have the accordion, and you can have up to 10 at a time. And you put the label, that's the title, you put the actual text in here, whether it's going to be initially open or closed. Usually the first one is always open, the rest are closed. And once you finish, you say insert code, and the code is generated for you. You can use it in a post, you can use it in a page, you can use it as many times as you want. Another thing that a lot of Artisteer users complain is that some of external plugins like tabs or even sliders that use unordered lists to display things like tabs, accordions, sliders, the bullets show up. The bullets that you, the bullet icons that you create in Artisteer show up. So for any widget or for any page, you can disable the bullets. So if I had something that's interfering, that's adding a bullet to a certain plugin, to a certain tab or anything else, and you don't want to spend the time in disabling it through CSS, all you have to do is click the disable bullets, and for this page the bullets are not going to be displayed. You can remove the entire sidebar from any page, so any particular page is going to be in full width, such as this one. And we have the same no bullet widget, bullet icon for any widget. You have the button over here, and you can deactivate the bullets for that particular widget. So basically, more or less, that's it. There are tons of other things that I've added, like the plugin installer over here, for example. Um, I've got automatically. Okay, let's do this too. Automatically, my theme adds shadows to the images, and you can remove those shadows very easily. So let's go to the sample page. Oh, but we're going to talk about the shortcut too. So the shortcut is pretty simple. The way I'm using it, um, this is the shortcut. So the shortcode, sorry, which is the same as constant in QuickSight. It's basically getting a thumbnail image of QuickSight and putting it with the 400 with 300 dimensions. I made it so that the actual theme styles are shown in the editor. Something it's not a default behavior of WordPress, so I can see how the buttons are going to work. To do something similar, it's very simple. You can create your link, and this is actually what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a class that comes with any Artisteer theme. So I'm going to go create a link. I'm going to open it in a new window, add the link. and then all I have to do is add a class to it right here. So you can use this in any Artisteer theme, including QuickRecite. You don't have to do it in um, WordPress. And because I'm showing the themes styles, this button is going to be shown also in the backside in the editor. When I insert an image, again, automatically there's going to be a shadow. So if I insert, let's say this image, it's going to automatically also put the lightbox class that comes with Artisteer. So I change the behavior of WordPress with my theme as well. Let me resize this really quickly. Let's make a width of 400. Leave the head there, and automatically, as you can see, put the art lightbox class. Update. Let's see the front end. There is a lightbox. If I add a second image, automatically they're going to be linked to the lightbox, so you're going to have navigation to go to the previous image and next image. That's automatic. The shadow is automatic. If for whatever reason you want to remove the shadow from a particular image, all you have to use is the no shadow class. And I also added uh, rounded corners, rounded corner classes from 5 to 30 in increments of 5. So rounded 5, rounded 10, 15, 20, 25, or 30. So let me put rounded 20. So this particular picture now is going to have a rounded corner of 20 degrees and remove the shadow. Okay. Now I also made it so that if you want to remove the shadows from the entire website, you can do so very easily. I need to activate, so I need to deactivate that. I use Microthemer to generate my CSS. So this is the free version of it. So if I go to Microloader, I prepared the remove shadows settings, CSS settings. All I have to do is activate that, and all the shadows are gone from the website. To bring them back on, all I have to do is go to appearance and deactivate. Likewise, if I have a website that is flat design, like my Biloxi theme, it's absolutely flat, no shadows, as you can see. I can, with one button, I don't think it was turned on either. that, activate that. Oh, once I activate it, I need to go to microloader, and I've got a different, and now I've got a settings pack that it's gonna add the shadows. Activate, and now with one button, the shadows are activated on all the images automatically. Okay, and basically that's more or less what I've done the last 6 months. There are tons, I can talk for hours, there are tons of other things that are more WordPress related and specifically WooCommerce related that I'm not going to discuss with you guys because it doesn't affect you. You wouldn't be interested. But some of the ideas hopefully will be picked up by Peter and will be could be implemented to QuickSight. I wanted to have my theme shop ready in September. I thought I was done 2 days ago. Last night I decided that I need to solve at least 10 other problems, add more features to it. So realistically speaking, it's not going to be up and running until 2014, hopefully the first part of January. The same themes, I'm going to make them available for QuickerSight. I'm even going to put the QuickerSight uh, constants, the template constants inside the file, so the conversion is going to be very easy, very very quick for you guys, and it's going to have all the styles, whether it's the shadow styles uh, that come with my templates, and also um, the cornered um, images. So basically that's it. I'll talk to you guys soon.